up, studs and studettes? We are on location still here at the WinRate Retreat 2020, Ryan's favorite thing ever.
Yeah.
We had a great day today.
What's even better is this is our first podcast where I will be drinking.
We will be drinking.
I have...
Cheers.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers. Successful day.
Red vino for us. We're also videoing this one just because we're away. It's way easier to video and bring your video camera to record the audio versus bringing an entire podcast setup. So
we got our lav mics.
We got a lot going on.
It's been a good day, long day, a little draining.
Yeah, I mean,
you know I'm into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like that's your thing. That's like one of the things that you know you need to do to be very successful in business in any year. So for you, like that's a great thing that you need to do every single year. You probably do it monthly, quarterly, weekly. Like you are a goal planner, goal setter, mission, value, vision, all that kind of stuff. That's
I think it plays into the topic today of getting in a flow state. And like I think one of the biggest issues that I see repetitively is that people get the shiny penny syndrome and get pulled in 100 directions, and they don't structure their time, they don't structure their effort, they don't know what their initiatives are, they don't know what their goals and targets are, and they end up feeling all over the place and they can't get into that flow state. Like I think what you do really well that I struggle with is you are so incredibly comfortable and understand exactly what you're trying to do, which makes it easy for you to stay, because like you don't get distracted very easily, you don't get pulled in directions, you're generally comfortable, you're not, that's not a bad thing, you're not striving for greatness, like you're making a really good living.
I could if I wanted to, but like I guess my thing is like
you would sacrifice quality of life for it.
Yeah, like I'm pretty dang happy. So there's no thing that I would need to do to sacrifice to do more. It's more about like, how can I get more efficient? How can I
make more money doing less work?
Yeah, or like, how can I find better quality clients that I know I can service better? You know, it just boils down to that target marketing and finding what you're the best at.
Yeah.
And I'm getting closer there.
So I think, from the perception of our world, our ecosystem, like for me getting in a flow state and understanding is focusing on a task for a given period of time.
Right.
And it's not just the activity, but for me it's incredibly location driven. I'm incredibly environmentally aware.
Like I'm actually surprised, in all honesty, like I don't know if it was 2019, but in 2020, you got out of your office. So like you had purchased an office. We talked, I think, on the podcast before about like you're spending. And we're like, how can Mike make more money? Because you're not making money even though the business is doing well. Well, there were some things that we cut back for you to now be able to pay yourself. And then, things grew and it's like, great, this is what a business owner that's doing well should feel like.
Yep.
And like you going to the office every day, that's a big thing for you to help you get into that mindset of I'm working for a specific reason. I don't have distractions.
So you cross that barrier and my body knows the smells, the feels, the lights, the seat, the drink, whatever it might be.
I'm surprised that you stayed not having a office for as long as you have, because you have an office at home, but I thought you would be getting a new office at some point.
I think like saving the money was helpful.
Once you save that money, you're like, man, that's much nicer getting a paycheck.
But also like we manufactured our life at home to fit that lifestyle, right? Where like the kids we started paying for the kids to go to daycare as opposed to being kept at the house.
Right.
So like I added the expense there was less than the expense of an office.
Right.
But like short term, I'm not contracted into something. So for me, like I still have that, like the kids don't go in my office, like the office stays decluttered. If the rest of the house is a mess, my office is still decluttered. Like I struggle really bad operating in clutter, whether it's on my desk, in my bedroom, in the bathroom, in my closet. When I wake up in clutter, I struggle for the rest of the day. So we're in a unique situation right now because Tiff's office desk is actually in our bedroom. Because like she works at Bank of America and she's been at home for the last year, right?
Yeah.
So that's been challenging because like she just like her desk is there and it's a little more cluttered than I would keep mine, and the bedroom gets a little messier because she's working in it all day. But like God bless her, she's in that office. She's in our bedroom 20 hours a day.
Right. Because
she wakes up, she like works out, but she works in there too. So that's got to be tough, I have to imagine as well. But like for me, getting in a flow state is significantly environmentally focused. And like I always use the same example, like prospecting's hard for a lot of people, like to sit down and actually do it, make the calls. I actually got a text from one of my clients today, I've been bugging, make the calls. He got a killer whale of a client today because he made the calls. But I used to go to the same Starbucks at the same time every Tuesday and Thursday for like almost 2 years, where like that was my prospecting location. I'd walk in, put my stuff down, put my headphones on, order my coffee, get to work. Because I was used to like, it didn't start that way. I had to force it for a little while. But like for you, like when you're in your office in the content cave by yourself, there are no distractions, right? Like you're just in your space doing your thing.
Yeah, like environmental is a thing. Like it definitely does make a difference.
Oh, it makes a huge difference.
For me, it's timing. So it's
like time of the day.
Yeah. So like self-realization of like when am I most effective at the highest level tasks. So for me, I don't perform well from like 10:30 or so in the morning until 3 if I'm trying to do higher level stuff. So if I'm gonna do like research or like running ads and copywriting and
like super like technical, like
very
in
specific,
the weeds stuff.
Like I'm not good at that. Like that's when I usually do all of my videography stuff where it's like I don't have to be as technical from a brain standpoint. It's more visually and creative. So like for me, I know that 6:30 in the morning until 10:30 or so, I'm super effective. And so I try and like, if I have very specific things I know I need to get done, they get done first thing early in the morning. I know it's gonna get done really well. Then I get another like burst at like 4 or 5 to like 7 p.m. So I know if I didn't get something done that I had to get done, I know if I start it from like 5 and give myself until 7, like I'm super hyper focused to be able to get it done. So.
And I used to be that way. And then like obviously as life changes, right? Because like now I have my kids in the morning, I take them to school. So like I go to the gym and like I set triggers. I'm really big on triggers for completion of tasks. Like I get to the gym at a certain time so I can read. I leave the gym at a certain time so I can make my post. I get home at a certain time so I can be with my kids. I drop my kids off at a certain time so I can get to work on time. Like that routine is incredibly powerful. Like if you wake up every day and do something different, you're never gonna feel like you're in a flow. You're never gonna feel like you're getting anything done. You're never gonna feel like you're in control because everything feels different every day.
Yep.
Like monotony is the definition of success. Like if you can do the same thing every day repetitively, you will be successful. And that's not fun, it's not glamorous, but it's part of it.
I mean, that's nutrition, like how to be successful nutritionally. You're probably gonna eat the same thing every day, or very, very similar.
Oh, yeah.
But I think kind of the takeaway from this, like you can see, even though we have two completely different like things that help us get into this workflow state.
Different times, different environments, different ecosystems, everything.
But there is a structure to it. So
that's
you have
one common thing.
Yeah, you've got to structure either your time or your environment or both. Like if there is a time that you know, like I'm going to structure in 3 hours every single day that I have to do these tasks or my power tasks, you need to put a sign in your door and like, I'm not answering anything.
I think that's the biggest thing people miss is it's not just controlling your ecosystem, it's controlling how your ecosystem engages with you.
Yep.
Like it's not just what's in your office, but it's like, if you set a routine and an agenda and you don't tell your team when you are or not available, why would they stop asking? And you feel guilty because like, well, they called, I got to call them back.
Right.
Or the job stops or the project stops or the activity stops. It's like, no, like, you've got to, once you set your routine, you've got to articulate it to your ecosystem, or why would your ecosystem start treating you differently?
Right.
That is one of the most missed parts of the process.
So I actually really like the guys that have like specific times that they answer emails, and they'll put that in their email. So I used to work with a mentor, and I would send him an email no matter what time. He says, I will check my email between 10 to 11 and respond, or from 1 to 3, or whatever those times were.
Yep.
And that's it. Outside of that, if you send me an email, I won't get back to you until those times, because that's when I do my email checking. I always thought that was very interesting and smart, because now he set, and it was just an automated email response back. So now there's expectations knowing like, oh, okay, like he's got it. I'm not going to hear back from him until this next email block.
Well, I think that's the biggest misconception is that people don't expect an immediate response to their question. They expect acknowledgement and an understanding of when they'll get a response. Like one of the biggest things I've implemented with like every business I've ran, my team now, is when you receive a message, the expectation is you will reply, I got it, and when you will get to it.
Yep.
Hey, I've received it, I'll get back to you on I don't care if it's 6 months from now, tell me you got it and tell me when you're going to get back to me. Now I at least understand what's coming next. Because the worst thing you can do is send an email into that black empty box and not know when you're going to hear back on anything. That makes you anxious. That's when, like we were talking earlier, you ever receive an email and then get a text message about the email?
Oh my gosh,
drives you crazy. But that's because they're not sure you actually got it, and there's no expectation of a communication strategy or chain. So my people know, and I know, if I send you an email, I don't get a got it, I'm assuming you didn't get it, which means I'm going to text or call you. If you want to get in text and called, reply got it.
Right.
That's all I need. I just want to make sure that the ball's been successfully transitioned.
Yep.
And so many people miss that step, and it's the simplest thing of just acknowledgement of reception. So you can also focus on what you're doing. Like you set those windows, so between 11 and 3 when you're checking emails, you can actually get something done, and you're not worried about an email you might be missing because you've already told them you're not going to get back to them.
Yeah.
You know, setting your environment up for success in that, it's not going to be easy at the beginning, but once you get it set up, you'll never go back.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think the big takeaways are like eliminate distractions, get yourself an environment that's going to help you
produce success,
right, and not be distracted.
Yep.
And then you've got to schedule it. So like you've got to have something that allows you to set aside all those. I think it all boils down to eliminate distractions.
It all boils down to eliminate distractions. Yeah. You know, I think it's set the routine, eliminate distractions.
Right.
Like
They all
create the
just
routine.
eliminate the distraction. That's the only thing that can get you out of flow state is being distracted.
That's it. And it could be your own distractions. Like, do you struggle with shiny penny syndrome?
Yeah. Or like get off your, like if you know you're someone that loves checking social media or texting or calling or whatever, when you're trying to work, put your phone on the other side of the room so you're not going to be checking it 24/7.
Because we suck at that kind of stuff, holding ourselves accountable to that stuff. It's miserable.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, set the agenda, avoid distractions, hold yourself accountable, find better ecosystems and environments to operate in so that you can guarantee success for yourself and your business and your world and your life and your parents and your kids and everything else. Because if you don't control your time and your activity and are operating at your optimal state, you are forever letting everybody around you down.